What is good, Counter-Strike fans? Welcome to my 9th episode of my HLTV Fantasy. Today, we're going to talk about the group stage event for the Blast Open Lisbon 2025 event. Make sure to like and subscribe for me getting out this video right before the event. But before we get started, we always take a look at how we did in the previous event, which is ESL Pro League. And it was the final stage. And we got a top 3%. I think we did really good with this team. I mean, Mouse made it to the finals, Vitality as well, and then we still had Spirit, who, you know, lost in the semifinals against Mouse. So not the worst team, not the best. I again messed up my chicken boost. I mean, I chickened him out against Spirit because I thought they were gonna lose or Brolin was gonna do poorly there. He actually did quite decent, and I lost 2 points there. I should have chickened him out against Vitality because I think he gave me a -11. Well, this one would have given me a +2. And so 13 points. If they were gone my way, I'd probably been in the top 1%. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you take a look at the best value players, I mean, you can see Cywoo's up there. I mean, the 5 Vitality players, I mean, it was insane. They all, like, in the finals, they all fragged out. Like, the ratings were literally right next to each other, so it was kind of crazy. You also had Torchy, who we had, and then if we had Techno, we probably would have definitely won something. Donk always there, he does his thing. But yeah, we can check out the spring season leaderboard just to update you, and you can see I'm in the top 100. About 19 points away from any prizes, so doing pretty good. Hopefully soon we can move up and hopefully have a good event for this Blast Open stage event. But yeah, so for Blast Open, it is split for this group stage between 2 different groups, and I'm gonna go over each group individually. Then we'll go over the event overview and then the players. But yeah, this was Group A, and I would say in this group, Spirit and Vitality should be making it out of it. And then you have FaZe and Mouse, who are 50-50 to be the third team. And then maybe an outside shot of maybe Falcons, Astralis, or British Bro. It is a little bit tougher group than Group B. But as you can see for the first round matchups, anyone that plays the Huns is probably going to have good ratings. I mean, Spirit destroying the Huns. Mouse beating Falcons. And then it sets up us the Huns and Falcons lower round, which could give Falcons a little bit of a boost. Other than that, Vitality beating Astralis, FaZe beating Spurs Pro, and Astralis Spurs Pro, I'd rather have Spurs Pro there. And looking at this bracket, like, I think Spirit and Vitality should be making it to the finals. I know that Mouse just beat Spirit, but I feel like they'll come back stronger and try to, get their revenge. So I do have Spirit and Vitality in the finals, and I have Vitality winning it. I think they just been looking too comfortable against many of the top teams. I don't know. Other than, I guess, like when they get to a final match, they just become a different beast and just blow teams out. So it's kind of crazy to see Vitality, and they've just been fragging like all 5 players. So I'll have Vitality here, but you never know. I mean, Spirit could end up winning it, but say Vitality here. We'll have a FaZe Falcons and a Mouse Virtus Pro, and I'll still have FaZe and Mouse beating both of them. And again, this one's like a 50-50, but I'm going to trust my gut, and I'm going to go with FaZe. Getting all that practice time. And Mouse, while they have looked good, I think maybe Karen can call a masterclass and beat Mouse, especially because we know that FaZe kind of owned Mouse for a while until more recently. So I'm going to go with Kerrigan and Elite and Frozen, to beat Mouse. So yeah, so I have Spirit, Vitality, and FaZe coming out of Group A. For Group B, I say the favorites will probably be Navi is the heavy favorite, and then you have a couple other teams that are like in the outskirts, like Mongols, Liquid, Eternal Fire, and G2. I'd probably say like G2 will be the second favorites just because of their bracket side of the bracket is a little bit easier. They probably have the easiest one out of all the teams. But then Eternal Fire, Liquid, and Mongols can always upset. I don't see Imperial winning any matches. M80 probably not, and Furia as well. I'll probably focus on the 5 teams that I mentioned. So we have G2 destroying Imperial pretty easily. So G2 into the upper semifinals, and Eternal Fire, Liquid. I'm gonna go with Liquid to repeat what they did against Eternal Fire a couple events ago, and so I'll have Liquid beating Eternal Fire. That will set up Imperial, Eternal Fire lower round, and Eternal Fire should win that easily. Mongols M80, Mongols Navi and Furia, Navi, and then I will set up an M80 Furia in a Americas matchup, and I'll probably have Furia winning that. And then for the semifinal stage, G2 Liquid. G2 should be Liquid. I think Liquid, again, like I mentioned in the previous video, they don't do well against top 10 teams. They beat some of the outskirt teams pretty easily, but when it's to face some of the top teams, they kind of struggle. Some have G2 making it to the finals, and Mongols Navi. I'm gonna have Navi 2 get their revenge and beat Mongols. I feel like they've been going back and forth and who wins and who loses in their matchups, so I'll have Navi winning this time. They'll set up a lower semifinals of Mongols, Eternal Fire. I'm gonna go Eternal Fire. I don't know. I think Mongols have been in that kind of weird stage where they win one and then they lose one, and it's kind of 50-50 whether they do really well in an event or they kind of bomb out. Some have Eternal Fire, but again, it's a 50-50. Here, Liquid versus Furia. Liquid should easily beat Furia. And I'll set up again another rematch, Eternal Fire Liquid, for that lower final. And I'll have Liquid again beating Eternal Fire. And G2 Navi. Navi kind of own G2, so Navi. And yep, that is all for that stage. And so now we can take a look at the most picked players. And you can see we have Apex being chosen about close to 40% of the time. Techno as well. These two are far away the most popular picks. Kind of makes sense because they're kind of cheap and then performing above their price. Robs, Messinho. So it seems like people are going with like Vitality. Mongols double up. Then sometimes with Flamesy. Chopper as well, being about under 20%, 25%. Flamesy, and then you have Kerrigan and JKS. So it seems like people are going with Vitality Mongols. Kind of makes sense, but we can kind of stray away from that. So now we can talk about the teams individually. We're going to talk about Spirit. So Spirit again is your usual suspects. You go with Dunk if you believe that he can carry you, and he's probably going to be one of the higher best price per value player. However, at 245, I'm going to say this one's a little bit too far for him. I think at 245, you can't build a comprehensive squad around him, and I don't think he'll be able to match and be able to return value compared to his price. I mean, if you wanted to go with Spirit, you probably have to go with a lower rated team, like maybe Mongols, to have Dunk. So I think for that price, just skip on Dunk. Magic's no go. Suntix is fine, but I'd rather go with Chopper for less money because they both are not great value for money. But if you think they destroy the Huns, they could then pop off there. And Shiro, always good value. 223 is not the worst. So yeah, my three favorites. I would say Chiro's my favorite, then Chopper and Donk. Vitality, I mean, you can go with all five players, honestly. But I would say my favorite right now is Flames at 211. He comes in 9K less than Robs. He showed out in that finals game. I think instead of spending up for Robs, spend a little bit less on Flamesy. He's been getting into form more recently. So yeah, I would go with Flamesy. Sidewell 240, better than Donk at that value, but you have a better team around him, and you can get better players from Vitality. Messi's not bad at 205. Rob's not that bad at 220, but he's too high chosen that I don't want to go there. And Apex as well. So I would say my three favorites is Flamesy, Messi, and Apex. Navi. Even though I have Navi winning Group B, I don't really trust it. I think they've been kind of struggling a lot recently. It seems like some games they look unbeatable, and then some others they get destroyed. And I think they're kind of struggling, and I believe that we're gonna see changes soon for Navi. It just hasn't been the same Navi as last year. Maybe Wonderful could go, but if I was to go with anyone here, maybe Ime at 208 is solid enough. Other than that, they're not great value for money. Not even Bit, not even JL. Wonderful, and already know how I feel about Lexi at 188. So yeah, Ime and probably no one else. Mouse. Mouse is an interesting team because with the last two events, they've been really cheap. Now that they're ranked a little bit more appropriately, I think we're gonna start fading them again. Brolin is still cool at 187. That's still solid enough for him. And then after that, Torchy's been their best player recently, but 213 is a little bit much. Spinks hasn't really found his groove yet with the team. He's been solid, but not what we saw in Vitality. So I'd probably say Jimha or Surgeon if you wanted to go double up here, but Brolin is my favorite. Double up Jimha or Surgeon. Eternal Fire, they've been struggling a lot. I mean, Centaurus hasn't really looked the same ever since the beginning of the year. Woxic either, and you kind of have Wakadia and Jota kind of carrying you. So I would go with probably Wakadia, Jota, because they've been more consistent recently. Woxic is cool as well because the 203 he has the upside again that we saw. It's just that he either goes super crazy or he just kind of stinks it up. Major's not bad, 181. Centaurus I skip on for right now. Mongols, they come in at solid pricing. I mean, Techno 186 again. I understand why he's one of the most chosen players. If he plays Ancient, I'm telling you, if he plays Ancient, he just pops up. That's his best map by far and away. Other than that, Misinho 195, I still probably skip on. I do like Senzu at 910 at those prices. I'd probably lean more towards 910 here because it's a little bit cheaper. Blitz is the fine option if you wanted to go there, but Techno's probably my favorite here. G2. Here is where I think I'm gonna double up on is G2. I think they come in at some interesting pricing. Snacks never at 183. And Heavy got 204. I'd rather spend up a little bit more and get Malbs, who has better precisions, and he's been fragging a little bit better recently. But Monacy at 224. I'm going to say right now, Monacy is my favorite gold player for this event. He comes in at a great price at 224. Cheaper than Saiwu, cheaper than Donk, and he has the same upside that they can. He's a little bit more inconsistent than them, and G2 is not as good as Vitality and Spirit. But at 224, this is kind of a steal. And honestly, you could build a pretty solid team around Monacy and then have some other players from Vitality, Spirit, if you want to go safer around him. Malbs I like at 208 as well, like I mentioned, and Hunter is not bad at 195. G2, interesting. Their pricing is nice. FaZe as well. I mean, if you believe in FaZe, even though they have a tougher group, they could do it. I mean, could they beat Vitality? Vitality seems to struggle a lot against FaZe. That's one team that could I seen that Vitality have been pushed to the very end. I mean, they could have lost to them in Katowice. Kerrigan at 177 is not bad, but you can do better. Rain at 183 as well. It's not the worst, but not the best. I'd say you probably want to go with Elite and Frozen. They've been the most consistent players. Elite usually destroys like smaller teams. Frozen is better against tougher opposition. Brokey at 200,000 is not bad. You gotta hope that he's hitting his shots though. Liquid, again, Liquid comes in at decent pricing. I mean, are they likely to make it all the way to the next stage? Probably not. I have them going there, but again, Eternal Fire Mongols are teams that can beat them pretty easily, and that could get all the way to the end. G2 as well, Navi. So Liquid is kind of a riskier pick, but if they do make it to the next stage, like they'll be some of the most top value players. I mean, JK is again at 179. He's been solid enough, and he kind of allows you to build a better team with higher price players. I like that a lot. NAF at 192, I'd probably skip on. I think JKS and NAF kind of step on each other's shoes. They kind of take their positions and they kind of both middle out on the ratings. I think if you want to double up with JKS, you kind of have to go with Twist. The most consistent player, their IGL. I mean, he's still fragging great. If you wanted to go spend a little bit more money, Nerds has the upside the Twist can have, but Twist is more consistent, so I'd probably stay here. Or if you want to spend a little bit less, Ultimate has been doing a little bit better recently. But yeah, double up JKS Twist. Falcons, I don't know, man. Falcons has been really struggling. I wouldn't go with anyone other than Nico, but at that price, you can spend it a lot better. So Falcons I'll probably skip on. Birds Pro is an interesting team. They do have some good pricing. I mean, IC at 202 is not the worst. Flamas, Fame. They've been shooting pretty hard. You know, they're a team that can take down someone like FaZe in the first round, and surprise someone like Vitality. But their group is too tough that I kind of don't want to go here. But you can go Flamus, IC, Fame, Flip. Probably lean towards more like IC, Flamus, and Flip. But yeah, interesting pricing. Astralis, I'm not gonna go with Astralis. If you want to go here, probably Javi and Stare, more consistent. Stom, if you think he's gonna bounce back, but it's looking a lot like Stom's gonna get kicked, if anyone is. Just because he has those star roles, but he's not really performing at all. Furia, skip on. I don't think they'll do much this tournament. I mean, Yuri if you wanted to, but yeah, other than that, probably not. M80, like I mentioned before, no chance basically, or really low chance, but the pricing is not bad on them. Imperial and Hunts, completely skip on. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I want to build a team that can get to the finals, and even though they don't win, we'll have at least some players going to the finals. So I think G2 have the easiest path to the finals, in my opinion. They just gotta be Imperial, and then one of Eternal Fire and Liquid. Can they do that? I think they can. So I'm gonna go with Hunter and Mouse. Strong players. Hunter hasn't really been fragging out recently, but I know he has that upside that he can at 195. I'm also gonna go with JKS because he's so cheap. He allows you to get some better players. And then I'm gonna go with Spirit Stack, Chiro, Chopper. Have them to, hopefully beat the Huns quite convincingly. All they have to do is just beat Mouse or Falcons, I believe, and then get to the finals and hope they don't get destroyed by Vitality too hard. Or if they can beat them, just great. So I'm gonna go with this team. And these will be the roles that I go with. I haven't put the boosters yet, but I'll probably do that a little bit later. Some other teams I've been playing around with. I mean, I really want Monacy and like Hunter. I really want Monacy in reality. Then I get like something like this maybe. It's a little bit more well rounded, because if Vitality do really well, then Chopper should do fine. I really want Monacy. I think the pricing is insane for him. I mean, every team that I'm gonna build is probably gonna have at least one G2 player, one Spirit. Some of them might have one Vitality. Another team that I like is maybe something like, let me see, a Monesi, a Mouse. Can I build something? I don't know. Actually, I think probably something like 210. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah. This is probably gonna be my team. If I could get Monacy with a good around team that maybe has like a Spirit or a Vitality player, I'd probably go there. But I think at this point, you know, there's only a couple hours left until the event. I do trust G2, and I do think Spirit can farm that first game. So I think they'll be fine. And then JKS, he just has to have enough games and enough pop-up performance that he'll be worth it at that price. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of my team. Let me know about your teams. And yeah, good luck and have fun. And I'll see you for the next event.